Shipt. It's shipped. What's up, guys? It's Justin. I hope you're doing well, and today we are revisiting one of our failed side hustles. I made absolutely $0 doing this last time, and that would be Shipt. Yes, today I am shopping for Shipt once again. If you're not familiar with the app, all that means is that I'm gonna go out shopping for other people's groceries. It's a lot like Instacart, but I can't do Instacart because I got waitlisted. So today we're trying Shipt again, and I have a little bit more hope than I did last time, because if you'll remember from the last episode of trying Shipt, I actually saw an area that had a ton of orders coming in consistently. My area didn't have any. So today I have driven 40 minutes to the area that I was seeing with tons of orders. So hopefully today I will get one that I can show you guys start to finish what a Shipt order looks like. I am not leaving this spot until I get an order. I'm doing one for you guys today, so make sure you leave a like on this video because I spent a lot of gas to get over here. But anyways, I feel really good about this. I think we're going to be able to get it done, and if you'll notice, I'm not wearing my Shipt shirt. Last time that didn't give me any luck, so this time I'm wearing my Lucky Auburn shirt. We'll see if that does me a little bit better. Hopefully it does, and with all of that said, I don't think there's anything left to do but turn this thing on and try to find our first order.
12 seconds later.
Okay, well, it looks like the Lucky Auburn shirt was the difference maker because we actually just accepted an order. It's $16.50 to pick up 44 items, but I scrolled through, checked on what some of the items were, and 9 of them were bananas. So it's really not a full 44 items. I think we can hopefully do this relatively quickly. The app says this should take about an hour to complete. Now for $16.50, that's not fantastic, but tips are not included in that. So even though I don't like to bank on there hopefully being tips, we can assume that maybe they're gonna put a nice little tip on there and we'll make over $16.50, which would be pretty good for an hour. So I'm gonna drive over to Publix. I do not like shopping at Publix because it is hecking expensive, but I will happily pick up somebody else's groceries from there if it means I'm gonna make a good amount of money. So I'm gonna head over there. I already accepted it because I had a feeling that it would disappear almost instantly. So all we gotta do is drive over there and go shopping. All right, what could go wrong with this? Okay, I'm gonna kind of explain how things went as the clips played because there was some blaring music in there and I do not want this video filled with blaring music. So the first thing that I did was obviously walk into the store and check my list. The list is really helpful. It helps you see exactly what you're picking up and it sorts it by category, which is great. Now the first thing that I had to knock off was this sliced cheese from the deli. This stuff was very specific. I could not find it in the actual cheese section. It had to be picked up from the deli, and the deli had quite a line at it, so I spent a good amount of time waiting for this. Honestly, it was a probably solid 10 minutes, and that took up a ton of time. The good thing about the app is that it has things sectioned off in a way that kind of makes sense with the flow of the store. So the next thing I did was go over to produce and knock out those 9 bananas, slightly green per the customer's request. Got those, and I really wanted to make sure that I got the quality of the produce correct. I didn't want to pick out anything bad for them. So with things like the grapes, I was making sure that everything looked good. There was no mold, nothing like that. The estimated time to complete the shopping was 39 minutes, but I figured out pretty quickly that it was going to take me a lot longer than that. Honestly, I was just really bad at this, and I was having a hard time finding things because, like I said, I don't shop at Publix, so I'm not used to the store, and there are a lot of different varieties of things at Publix. Luckily, things like this cereal were very easy to find. I knew exactly what I was looking for, and I found it almost immediately. But there were other things that were not so easy to find. One of the items that the customer specifically requested was this Arnold Palmer half and half light. It couldn't be regular, it couldn't be diet, it had to be light. And no matter where I looked for it, I could not find it, so I had to mark it as missing and could not substitute it for anything. Speaking of substitutes, there were some items that I wasn't able to find because the store was pretty picked through, but I was able to find things that were pretty similar. So what I would do is I would reach out to the customer and let them know, hey, I wasn't able to find this item, but they have this alternative item. Do you want me to pick this up for you instead? And in the 2 or 3 cases that happened, she said yes every single time. Now again, I wish I could tell you that I was some some amazing shopper, but I spent a lot of time walking up and down the aisles looking for item after item, unable to find it. And in some cases it was because they didn't have it. In some cases it was because I just simply suck at shopping. But seriously, I was pretty frustrated, and not only that, but I was a little bit stressed out because there is a time limit on when you need to have these deliveries dropped off by, and I knew that I was going to be cutting it relatively close if I spent too much time in the store. So I was really trying to hurry, but I was just having the most difficult time. This is probably the most confused I've been in all of my side hustle journey. Some sections were really easy, like the dairy section. I knocked that thing out. Milk, cheese, sour cream. Boom, boom, boom. Every single one was there. I didn't have to substitute. I didn't have to reach out to the customer. I didn't have to do anything. I knocked out like 8 items in the course of probably 3 minutes. But there were other sections, again, that were not so easy, like the chip section.
Okay, I have legit spent so long trying to find this purple bag of Takis. Seriously, I have looked up and down this aisle. I have looked literally everywhere, and I do not see them anywhere at all. A bright purple bag. How hard is it to find a bright purple bag? I see purple everywhere, but not the Takis.
And if you thought that was bad, I also had to spend a substantial amount of time staring at soups. Like, way too much time staring at soups.
Where on earth is cream of mushroom? Cream of mushroom. Oh, yes! Cream of mushroom!
Once I did finally find everything that I was looking for and get the substitutes that I needed for the items that weren't there, I proceeded to the checkout process, and it was pretty easy. All I did was load up all my groceries, have them bag them for me, and then I pulled out my shopper card, which the first time I recorded this clip, I put it right in the camera, but I'm not going to give somebody a free shopping spree on Shipt's bill. Anyways, once they brought up the total, it told me to tell them that it was tax exempt, and once I let them know, they popped a little information into their computer. I swiped my card, marked it as credit, and I was good to go. Rolling on out of there with a bunch of groceries, and I had the genuine thought of, I wonder if anybody ever steals these things. Not that I ever would, but that's a lot of food in your hands. I had $100+ worth of food, and I just wonder if somebody's ever just taken off with all that. I could definitely imagine that being a possibility. Regardless, once I was done with that, I took a picture of the receipt to let it know that yes, I completed the shopping. I put the cart back because you always put the cart back. That's the good human thing to do. And finally, I was on my way. Oh, I'm not going to pretend like that wasn't stressful, because it was. I really, really am really bad at shopping. So that was a challenge for me. That was one of the more difficult things I've done. But I'm not going to sit here and talk a whole bunch, because I got to get these groceries delivered. I've got food in the car, so I'm going to go get these dropped off, and then we'll chat a little bit. And just like that, you probably can't see, but there are a bunch of groceries up there. Okay, it's really sunny here, but I'm gonna try to do this anyways. So, we got that dropped off. We are done with our Shipt order. I'm not gonna lie, I do not feel amazing about it. I feel like I did everything right. I went through the whole process and I shopped to the best of my ability. Had a few things we couldn't find, but overall, I feel like I gave a very pleasant customer experience. However, I don't feel like this is probably gonna have ended up being worth it, because as of right now, we spent over an hour and a half, like an hour 45 minutes, because it took us so long to shop, and then we had to drive to the store. We had to drive from the store to the customer's house. Overall, it took us like, an hour 40 minutes to do that. And as of right now, we haven't gotten a tip, so we currently sit at $16.50. Now, as far as the tip goes, I actually have a pretty good feeling about it, because my lucky Auburn shirt paid off, because they were Auburn fans, big Auburn fans. In fact, they actually went to Auburn like I did, so that could help me out and hopefully get me a tip of some kind. I've heard people say that it sometimes takes hours or even days for a tip to show up, but typically you can expect it within that first hour, and I literally just dropped it off, so I'm not gonna get too discouraged yet. But if we only made $16.50 for an hour at 40 minutes worth of work, then it was most certainly not worth it. We probably didn't even crack minimum wage doing that once you factor out the cost of gas for driving and all that. Plus, I had to drive 40 minutes to the area and 40 minutes back to get to my house still. So the only thing left to do is find out if we did get a tip, which I'm going to leave that duty to editor Justin.
No.
No. It's the next day. No tip. $16.50 for an hour and 40 minutes worth of work. Good stuff.
And from there, you should have a better idea of whether or not it was worth it. But either way, I'm probably not doing this again, mostly because in my area, it just isn't busy enough. So let me know if you guys have done Instacart. Maybe I'll try that next if I can get off the wait list. If you guys have tried Shipt, let me know if you had similar experiences or completely different ones. I always like to hear about your guys' ventures. And of course, more than anything, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, leave those comments down below. And other than that, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.